Buddhist science is a study on Buddhism based on facts and science.
The Buddhist Teachings, by Venerable Rungruan Papartsaro, Dr. Rungruan Lim Chupatipa. After the enlightenment of Buddha, he considered on how to teach and to disseminate his knowledge to public. His teachings after then is called the Buddha's Teachings. By having a careful study on what happened on the enlightenment day of the Buddha, we can notice that before the Buddha enlightenment, although there were so many people performed various kinds of meditations, but no one ever attained this knowledge so-called an enlightenment. The enlightenment of Buddha is a phenomenological observation to study on the truths of life within nature by a special technique called an insight observation. In the insight observation, the Buddha used a mindfulness to explore into the mind, observing an arising object of consciousness throughout a stream of consciousness. The essences of the learning of Buddha's teachings can be summarized into threefold strategy as follows. Firstly, it is about the content of the truths of life within nature, which later is called Dharma. Secondly, it is the way of practice leading to attain the wisdom on Dharma, which later is called the Buddhist practice. And finally, it is the use of wisdom to cleanse all arising defilements within the mind, and reaching a purified mind, which is called nirvana. And as a consequence, the Buddhism is considered as a systematic religion that is based on facts and science. The Buddhism is a pragmatic religion, based on facts and science. In Kalama Sutta, the Buddha explained that when someone claiming the teaching words were the truths of nature, then we should not believe in them right away unless we had proved that those teachings were so. Therefore, in Buddha's teachings we will not only believe in his words, but we should perform the Buddhist practice to experience the reality of life in nature as well. In Buddhism, the world is a place where all beings living together. The world is referred to as an ecosystem, consists of all beings, including everything, and all phenomena. The interactions among each component of them cause a series of processing and states, of which each particular process causes certain components in the system change from one state to another state, and then each particular state induces a new process, then causing the continuation of processes and states changing in a complex system. Every phenomenon will rise, stay for a while, and fade away. The Buddha described the world by the notions of the law of cause and effect, which can be used to characterize in terms of impermanence, deterioration, and no self. And a particular life is defined as a collection of an individuality of phenomenon in terms of the five aggregates of being, including a group of body, and groups of feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Especially the part of mind can be viewed in terms of the process of dependent origination. In Buddhism, the way to study all the Buddhist knowledge is called the Buddhist study system. As a systematic way to study on the truths of life within nature are recorded in the Buddhist sutras, including the following subjects.
1. The truths of the world, nature. This subject is about the place we all live in, including the environment and all the beings that live together in this world. 2. The truths of life, life science and the mind science. This subject is about our life, including the body and mind, how life interacts to the world, and how the mind processing and responding to a receiving stimulus from the world. 3. The science of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a special state of mind which is only taught in Buddhism, because in Buddhism the mindfulness is used for observing the inner mind in an insight observation. Therefore, the key factor in Buddhist practice must begin with the mindfulness development. 4. The system of Buddhist practices. This subject is about how to experience the reality of life in responding to the world through an insight observation in introspective learning of the Buddhist study system. 5. The research on Dharma, nature, for enlightenment. After performing an insight observation, it is necessary to analyze the collective information from observations to contemplate the truths of nature, as part of cognitive process to gain an insight wisdom. 6. The mind purification to nirvana. After gaining the wisdom, then it is a matter of how to utilize the wisdom to eliminate all arising defilements within the mind.
The Buddha's enlightenment was a great discovery of the truths of life in nature. Since then the Buddha spent his lifetime teachings of the truths of life within nature in a religion called Buddhism. The original Buddhism of the Buddha's teachings is about the truths of life within nature which are based on facts and science. However, later on many people added favors of supernatural stories into the Buddha's teachings, including praising the Buddha to be a personal God. Therefore, in this study of the Buddhist science we will go back to the original Buddha's teachings, so that we can reach the real wholesomeness of the Buddha enlightenment as an ultimate goal for everyone.